Hey. Okay. First sketchbook tour, though this isn't my first sketchbook. This is probably should put it that way. Anyways, this is sketchbook number 3. This took me like 4 months, which IMO, too freaking long. I do not like taking that long on sketchbooks. My like first sketchbook I took 5 months on, and that was even after I ripped out like a few pages. Same thing happened here. I spent too long in sketchbook, I start ripping out pages. I ripped out like more than 10, which is kind of a lot, but oh well. Okay, now to actually get into the freaking sketchbook. I started it March 18th, 2026, 9:55 a.m., which I'd buy out that early in the morning. That would be awful. But we had like our schedules like changed for some freaking event, I don't remember, and I was doodling in bio. This I did during my second sketchbook, but I didn't have enough room to put it in, so I put it in here. This is a starring from Baldur's Gate 3. I kind of like it. It's not too bad. The idea was that after a torture, Cazador sends Astarion out, and everyone's like, what the heck? Why do you look like that? And Astarion's like, since he can't see himself in the mirror, is like, why are you all staring, right? So that was the idea. I kind of like it, though it's also been kind of turned into a meme among my friends because of the dialogue. Okay, this is my starting spread. Ooh, would you look at that? Yeesh. Anyways, here I put like my content warnings in a kind of cheesy way, whatever. This is like my first time drawing intestines in the background because I didn't know how. They're definitely very bubbly. Then I swatched my Artex markers because I used to do that. Then with my 4th sketchbook I didn't do that because I just don't think it's very necessary anymore. And then these are doodles that my friend did. I put them in. Now first actual spread, and it's a little chopped. I drew Roland from Baldur's Gate 3, which this was also during my second sketchbook. I kind of like it. It's not too bad. It looks like him. I honestly wish my Roland obsession hadn't ended so quick. I just had a very brief time where I was like super obsessed with Roland, and I was like reading all the fanfic and whatnot. But then that kind of like ended, and I didn't draw him a whole bunch. Then I drew Raphael, which this is the only Raphael drawing in my entire sketchbook, which is absolute bonkers crazy because I love Raphael. I just feel like there's so much. Maybe it's because like I draw Harley a lot, but I don't draw Raphael, and I feel like it's just because there's so much expectation when I draw Raphael. I'm like, I have to get him perfect. But if I like mess up Harley, then it's like, oh well. Then I drew my OC Isabella. It's okay. Then I drew my OCs Winfrey and Myrtle. I really like the way Winfrey's body looks, except her arm, because oh my goodness. My neighbors are cackling. Goodness. Okay. I'm sorry if you can hear that. But anyways, Winfrey, I like her body, obviously not her arm because I covered it up. But her face, I'm not sure what was going on, and I think I should have made her hair darker because it looks too weird, I feel. One, to be compared to how dark Myrtle's hair is, and also just because her skin's like the exact same color. I just think it doesn't have a lot of good contrast. I really like Myrtle's face. I think she looks so mousy. Like, I don't know how to describe it. She looks like Myrtle, and it scratches my brain. Her body, not much of a fan. It was kind of hard to do in that pose because I didn't have a reference. And also the crease was right there, but you know, whatever. This spread, I love this spread. This is Will Ravengard. I did this with acrylics. I love the deep blue. The 40 marker is like, I think it's one of my favorite markers. It's so pretty. And then I drew Mizora. This I also did during my second sketchbook, but I didn't have enough room, so I put her in here, and I think it's cool. I think it's lovely. I also do like this spread. I kind of wanted to do like collaging with my own art, because in art class we had a collaging project, and I feel like that really helped me set up more of my sketchbooks. This is my OC Alessandro, my OC Casimir. I hate this freaking, I don't hate it, but like, I hate showing it to people because it's corny and it's bad. I don't like it. This is an OCN abandoned. His name's Herschel. Don't care about him, really never did. That's why I abandoned him. And then this is my OC Adam, which he gets a pretty big redesign during this sketchbook. So this is my OC Isabella, and then Winfrey again. Very cool. Different OCs. This is Asker and Alara, Alara, she gets a mini redesign. Her hair just becomes shorter, and that's basically it. Another Alara, and then Asker. This spread, I like this page. Not a complete fan of this page, like just how it's like set up. I don't like, they're all looking in the same direction, and I don't really like that. And like they both have like, I don't know, it's too samey. But I didn't like have anywhere else to put those drawings. So, but this is my OC Alessandro. This is based off a Pinterest pin where I forget what it's saying. I don't know. I'm sure you could find it. I really like I like the background, and I like how this like Reese cup is like coming out of his head. I think that's cool, and I like the scoop. This is a doodle of Shadowheart. This is a doodle of my OC Edith. And then this is a doodle of Dr. Frankenfurter from the Rocky Horror Picture Show. This was me. I really wanted to draw Lizelle, and I wanted to do it with my acrylic markers, so I did kind of like a sort of limited palette kind of thing. And I like the colors. The drawing itself is meh. I don't know what's really going on with her jaw, but I think I like the colors. And then face practice. Anytime you really, dude, this freaking, okay, whatever. Every time you see me like do anatomy studies in the sketchbook, or just any sketchbook prior to this, it's probably because I'm having some art crisis, and this is exactly what was happening. These are okay. This is a Harleap that I doodled. OC Irina, my OC Casimir, which the glare's kind of strong, so maybe that'll be better if you can actually see it. Another Irina, Roland. I like the spread. I like the drawings, and I like the little decor, but it's kind of clashing. I just didn't know how to like decorate it together. This is my OC Alara. I did this during state testing, and the room that I was in had a lot of Da Vinci paintings, so I kind of like merged some of them and did like the pose from the Mona Lisa. I like it. Then this is based off a statue. No, I don't know who it was by. But this is of my Baldur's Gate Tav, Julian. I was going to draw his head, but then I was struggling with it, so I decided not to. And I actually really like this. I love his tail. I love the colors. I think it's very nice. I also really, really love this spread. Will Ravengard, my OC's Isabella, and Connie, except in the story, Connie and Isabella are no longer together. I switched Connie's role to something else, so now Isabella has a different lover. Here, I drew my OC Casimir, which this is sort of a redraw. The original is more like my skin is melting off. This is more like skeletal. Astarion, just as a little Astarion doodle. This is my like only pencil drawing spread, I think, which there's so much gunk. deck. This is my OC Esker with the lyrics to Hey by Lucy 4. I believe that's how you say his name, because that song was stuck in my freaking head. And I drew Harleap, Marla Singer. I like my Harleap drawing. This drawing's okay. Marla Singer, also okay. It's just her glasses. It's not a fan. I freaking hate this spread. It's not even like the drawings are bad. I think most of them are okay. I just did not decorate it good, like, at all. This was a little doodle of my OC Winfrey Halson, which I need to draw more Halson. He just, every time I'm in the mood to draw, I just always forget to draw him, and every time I'm in the mood to draw him, I'm in a situation where I cannot draw him. So, drawing of Will, except I didn't like his face or his eyes, so I covered them up. Drawing of my OC Adam, drawing of my OC Alara. My OC Irina to the lyrics of Porn Star. Another Marla Singer. This spread, I actually like this spread quite a lot. We were pressing leaves in biology, so I put them in here. This is my OC Vanessa. She doesn't have any lore or anything. I just draw her sometimes because I think she's pretty. And then I did a drawing of Will, which notice how, like, I'd say 90% of my Will drawings are him with dreads. It's just because I love drawing Will with dreads. But I did this with alcohol markers, and I really wanted to get back into alcohol markers, and I also wanted to try doing darker skin tones because I'm really not good at working with dark colors. And the last time I did Will with alcohols, he looked very white and very ashy, and I was like, I gotta do him justice, which I think I did. I think it looks like him, so I'm pretty proud of it. I like this spread. This is a doodle of my OC Winfrey, Connie, Gail Decarios, but with the lyrics of Love Fool. And then I did a drawing of my OC Asker, but you can see all of his, like, his lacerations. I don't think I drew them very well, but that's okay. This marks when summer was starting, and it's kind of crazy that this was over the course of over the course of a month. This is like all I drew. That's kind of not a lot. This is my OC Winfrey. I was trying to get back into acrylic markers, was struggling. I was also trying to get back into using pens because I hadn't really used like just like a fine line pen in a while. Like I used ballpoints and whatnot, but I hadn't used like pens. This was a ballpoint pen drawing of Winfrey and Myrtle. I would have liked it more if I hadn't put off this drawing so much, because by the time I drew it, I wasn't as like crazy about it. But there are aspects I like. Like I really do like Winfrey's face. She just looks so, like, I don't know, she looks so soft, and I kind of like that. And I really like how Myrtle looks. I think it's very cool. I really love this paper too. I stole it from my art teacher, and I have no idea where she gets it from. Here I drew Scout Finch in like Ramona Quimby poses because I thought it'd be funny. And then I drew Atticus Finch because he is fine. Mostly Alessandro, Rufus from Kindred. This was me trying to draw Osa for the first time. Did not go well. Also because I was in a acrylic marker pen crisis, and I drew his face really ugly, and I just couldn't bear it. Here I drew Alice from Kindred with one of her babies. Probably not Joe because his baby is fat, and I did not mean to draw him so fat. This spread, I like it. Like, I like the colors, I like the design, but I don't like a lot of the individual drawings. Here I drew my OC Asker. He's very pretty. I love how I drew him here. Alara, I don't know what the freak I did. I fumbled so hard. Here I drew like an older Will Ravengard, which that was because I was making a fan fiction where Will is like 70, 80, that like around that age, and I was just doodling it to see how I think he would look, which I don't think this is how he would look when he's older, but I thought it was very interesting because he looks so much like his dad, and I feel like I don't see a lot of art where he looks like his dad, so I kept it. This is from a character from No I'm Not Human. I believe this is Punk Girl. I don't remember her name. This little doodle of Dracula I did that I liked. This is another Rufus from Kindred, which I love the way his face looks. Like his hair, it looks just so much like him. Like how I envision him. His body though, don't look at it. Then I drew my OC Adam, except it looks chopped. This spread is decorated really weird. I drew my OC Asker. This is based off a statue. I don't remember which one, but I just really like it because he just looks so whimsical, like just kind of like fairy tale creature. So that's what I like about it. A doodle of my OC Winfrey, a doodle of Harleap, which their face is kind of chopped, but I do like how I drew their body, especially their legs. And then a doodle of my OC Alara, but in her Tomodachi Life outfit. I like this spread. I really like how I decorated it, though everything keeps coming up, which I don't appreciate. I redrew my old fursona from middle school in like the way I would think middle school me would want my fursona to look like. I kind of like it. I actually really like it. But no, I do not use this persona anymore. And then I did this drawing of my OC Winfrey, which I love this drawing. I kind of wish I colored in her hair, but also I like how you can see all the segments, and I don't want to color it in so dark that you would not see it. I like it. This was my great freaking acrylic marker comeback, and I honestly haven't been able to draw anything better than acrylic markers because I once again fell out of the practice. This is Astarion. I really love the color so much. I didn't really render his hair because I didn't think he really needed it, and I also didn't really render his clothes. It was just really the skin. I love his hand. There's definitely problems with it, but like I love it. This is a drawing of Osa from Fear and Hunger. I haven't really done a lot of darker skin tones in acrylic markers either, and so this was kind of my first like jab at it, and I think it turned out pretty good. And then I drew Olivia from Fear and Hunger. I love this spread. This is Dante Alighieri. Correct me if I butchered his last name, but it's Dante. Originally this was gonna be full body, but I didn't like how his legs were turning out, so I tore it off. This is a doodle of my OC Alara. I think she looks so pretty in this, though I don't know. I just noticed this. What the freak is happening here? I wonder. There's been a weird thing with my brush Faber-Castell thing pen where it's smudging, so it might be that. And then over here I drew Mary from Sinners. I have drawn this like scene before, but like before it was all super like cutesy, you know, like yeah. And I wanted to like do that approach where like she's scary, and this was also me testing out my new Faber-Castell pens. And then here I drew Osa. I like his face, I like his arms, or just the one arm you can see. Everything else is okay, but yeah, I like it. Ooh, I love this spread. I had like just a great, like, beginning of the summer, I had a great spread kick. Like, I was on fire. Like, I was just popping good spread after good spread. This is Karlach from Baldur's Gate 3, which I don't think this pose is like anatomically possible, but I don't care because I like the flow and I like it, so whatevs. Then I drew the little girl just to fill up space, and then I drew Enki from Fear and Hunger. Mostly Alara, which you may or may not be able to see this. The freaking, every time I try to take a photo of it, it's just like, it never picks up. And then I did lyrics to Vanilla Curls, except I drew them bad. I don't know how I did that. This is my OC, Isabella. This is supposed to be her like at the end of the story, though I've rewritten a lot of it, and I don't think she would have short hair anymore. It just doesn't look, it's not her vibe, but I do like this drawing. I like the colors. This was me in an attempt to draw my OC Casimir, but I didn't like his face, and I also don't really like all of this period, so I covered it up. And then another Osa doodle that I didn't finish. I love this spread so much. This is my OC Alessandro. Then I did some face practices, and then I drew Grogoroth from Fear and Hunger, because he just looks so fun to draw, and he is. And I really want to do another acrylic marker drawing of him, but like more full body, maybe like front facing. But I love this drawing. And then I did the lyrics to Antichrist Superstar. Yeah, I love this spread though. This spread too. I love this spread. I love it. I redrew one of my old personas again, which they were like a skull dog. Then I drew Mephistopheles. I always butcher his name when pronouncing it. The guy from D&D. Because I also had a very brief obsession with him, and I wish I drew him more during that time, but I just didn't get really around to it. But I like this drawing a lot. He just looks, his smile's like all janked up, but he just looks so evil, I don't know. And then I love this drawing too. This is of like sorta my D&D character. I never got the chance to play them, but I still draw them time to time. They don't really have any like lore. They were just kind of, I just kind of made them up, and they're supposed to be like super zany and wacky. Yeah, you can tell I made that in middle school. Face practices, I like this one. That one's okay. I like that one. The others are fine. I love the decoration in this, which just also has a lot of glare on it. I don't know if you can see any of that, but the drawings themselves, they're kind of bad. This is Moonless from Fear and Hunger. I didn't finish it because I didn't really like it, and it's okay. Then I drew my OC Casimir, except it looks kind of bad. Like, the thing is, this isn't even like just like a doodle. I spent so much time slaving away on this pose, trying to get it right, just for it to not look that good. But it's whatevs. Like studies, I really hate how I decorated this. I like this leg, everyone else, eh. This spread's okay. I feel like it needs more. I just don't really know how to make it more. I drew Dysmorphia from Fear and Hunger 2, and also San Maria, which I love this drawing. I love her hands. I really like it. Then I have this like skull on my desk that I drew. And if you flip it up, I did some Springtrap doodles. Very cool, very cool. These were notes on like color and light and whatnot. Oh, this is my OC Esker, and then this is Dante and Virgil from Dante's Inferno, or I guess from real life. Just me yapping. I doodled Funtime Foxy, and then I drew my OC Dorian, who I really don't use him, like, ever, and I really need to make some more lore for him. Mostly Myrtle. I wanted to do more, like, testing out with darker skin tones, and this drawing's okay. It doesn't really look like Myrtle, and honestly, like, after I finished it, the more I thought about what I thought her skin tone would look like, and I feel it could be a lot darker than this, so I'll have to redraw it sometime. My OC Asker. I love this drawing. I love the colors. I love his hands. I love just how dehydrated and gross he looks. I love it a lot. I love it. And then I did a doodle of Jesus. Yeah. This I never finished. Obviously this is Gortash from Baldur's Gate 3. I used to really not get the Gortash love. Like, I just thought he was ugly and not, like, in a good way. But then I warmed up to it. I really like Gortash. I need to draw more. And this was going to be Osa and Nashra in Caravaggio's David and Goliath painting. And I wanted to do it with acrylic markers. And I never finished it because I wanted to get the sketchbook done. And I just, like, I was in another freaking acrylic marker crisis. So yeah, I'll have to actually do that idea sometime. Anatomy. I like this one. That one's okay. Meh. These ones are really bad. I like this one though. These ones are also kind of bad though. I do like that one, and I do like that one. This is when I started to do more like full body poses. Yeah, this is another case where, like, I like the decorations, but the individual drawings themselves, not that great. This is my OC Adam. This is his redesign. And then this is my OC Asker. I wanted to draw William Afton in, like, his bunny suit. I like how his bunny suit turned out. His face, don't look at it. Just don't even look at it. More anatomy. I feel like the spread, like, I like it, but also it's like a lot. There's a lot going on. This is Malus Thorm from Baldur's Gate 3, which I need to draw him more. He is so fun to draw. Miyoshi Casimir, Ragnavaldr, Kahara, except I feel like he kind of looks like Michael Jackson, and then Darce from Fear and Hunger, and then I drew Harley. This spread, again, I like the decor. The drawing's meh. This is Abella, Jonathan Harker, and then Dracula. This was a reference I found on Pinterest. And then I drew my OC Vanessa again in her Tamagotchi clothes, which the anatomy isn't it, but I actually do kind of like the colors. And then I didn't know what else to put here, so I drew this really ugly pair. So yeah. And then the spread, Gahara, kind of chopped, but it's whatever. Then I drew this Osa. I actually do really like this Osa. The only thing I don't really like about it is I feel like some of the not even cross hatching, the hatching that I did for the shadows looks a little sloppy in some places, but it's whatevs. I like it. I love this spread too. I love this spread. This is Dante and Beatrice. The painting is The Vision by, correct me if I say this wrong, but Arai Scheffner. I was gonna render Dante, but then I didn't care enough to do it. So I only did Beatrice, and I think she is so gorgeous. I did some painting practice. This took me about 45 minutes. This is gouache. I did this little doodle of Marina from Fear and Hunger, and then this is just some notes on how I want to draw my own OC, because I can never draw Alessandro consistently. More anatomy, which I actually really like this, these anatomy practices. I like this one a lot, especially this one too. I just like them all. I feel like this is like the opposite of like most of my spreads, where I really like the individual drawings, but the way I set it up, not my favorite. This was another painting practice that I did. This took about 30 minutes. And then this was, what's his name? Adam. This is Adam, my OC Adam. I love the way his face looks. It's just so, he's just so pretty. Like, I don't know. Then I drew Osa from Fear and Hunger. I feel like I don't see a lot of drawings where he doesn't have like all his robes on, and so I just put him in his, like, his undershirt, and then I put like little snazzy pants on him. I enrolled in this like college program for 2 weeks, and so these were notes from my fine arts class, which I actually didn't need to do a lot of notes in. I doodled my OC Winfrey, which I love the way she looks here. She's so pretty. This is like when she's younger. And then I also did Myrtle, and I doodled Osa, which I haven't drawn Osa in a bit, in like 2 weeks. I miss him. The school brought in a mini horse, and his name was Rowdy, and he was very cute and very sassy. So I drew him. I really, really love this drawing. For someone who hasn't drawn horses since maybe 4th grade, I think this is pretty good. And this also was from life, and he was galloping everywhere. These ones are okay. This one's probably my least favorite. This one I do like. I just think his face is a little messed up, but it's whatevs. I actually do really like this spread. I have like some mixed feelings about it because it's very mutilated. I was so fed up with this sketchbook, but I made it through. This is Goro Majima from Yakuza, which I like completely freehanded this pose, so I'm pretty proud. And this is my OC Irina. Originally, I wanted her to be like kissing Casimir, my OC Casimir, and they were gonna be like all bloody and stuff. It'd be super gross, but I hated the way Casimir looked so much that I just cut him out. And then I had watched Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust, and I loved Mirlink. He is so fine, and I wish I need to draw him more. Like, I'm not as obsessed with him in Charlotte anymore, but I need to make myself obsessed with him again because he's just so pretty. And then on campus we had this like church, and so I drew it. This spread's kind of chopped, but it's whatevs. I got into Boyfriend to Death. Oh my goodness. I finally listened to the demons. I fell for the propaganda, and I absolutely adore Lawrence. I love Lawrence so much. So I drew him. First time drawing Lawrence. Okay. It's not great. His like hand's too big, and I don't think it really looks like him, but I don't care. Behind here you can actually kind of see it. I was trying to freehand Renhana, which I was gonna leave it because I'm trying to be more okay with leaving ugly art in my sketchbook so I can actually finish my sketchbooks. But for my end spread, I wanted to draw Renhana again, and I was like, well, maybe I should draw him good before I do that, just so I know how to draw him. And so I did this little doodle, and just like how I wanted to draw him going forward. Playing Boyfriend to Death also made me start doing self-inserts, and so this is my Fear and Hunger 2 self-insert. Ooh, brother. Her name's Simona. She doesn't have like any lore yet. I just want to pair her up with Osa, which I know it doesn't make a lot of sense because it's supposed to be 15 contestants, but I don't care. Or no, it's supposed to be 14 contestants, and she would make it 15, but I don't care. 15's a better number. This is my self-insert for Boyfriend of Death, Scout, who I don't really have definitive lore. I just kind of put her with anyone that I want. Though, like, I feel like her main lore, I haven't really fleshed out, like, at all, is that I want her to somehow survive the events Boyfriend of Death 1 to The Price of Flesh. So, I don't know how I'm gonna do that, like, how I'll plan that out, but it's whatevs. This, I love the showing of my OC Isabella. It's just, I don't know. I've been really getting back into ballpoint pens, and it's making my brain just itch in the best way possible. Like, I love her hands, I love her eye, I love her hair, I like everything about it. This is a Baldur's Gate OC. Her name's Temperance. Her whole gist is that she's gonna be, like, in love with Raphael and whatever. Though she doesn't look like anything like this. I like the sketch that I did, like the layout I did, I thought was pretty good, but then I started actually doing it, and I didn't care enough to fix it. Oh my goodness, we're almost to the end. This has a big freaking glare. I don't know if you can see it, but originally I was picturing my OC Scout with Lawrence when I was playing Boyfriend of Death 2, but spoilers for that game. One of the endings, which I think it's the one where Lawrence keeps you and, like, chops off all your limbs, you have to rename yourself to be a flower. And so I was like, well, I don't want to picture Scout in that situation because it's like a different person. So I made a Lawrence OC. Her name's Daisy. She's super pretty. And they love each other in their own twisted ways. Right here, I drew Dr. Frankenfurter, which I think this one actually looks more like him, and I love his hair. I think I did this from memory, so I'm pretty proud of myself. And then here I drew Tua Bonnie. I like it. I like his eyes. He just looks very silly. Though I don't know how to draw bow ties. I really need to work on, like, clothing and accessories, but that's a later May problem. And then I finished. Everyone clap and cheer. I redrew, again, spoilers for Boyfriend of Death 2 if you care. I redrew the one art where it's the ending for Lawrence, where Ren kidnaps Lawrence. He's like, kill Lawrence, and you're like, no, I don't want to. And so Lawrence kills you. And then I did the dialogue of, like, the Steven Universe, I think we have to kill this guy, because I thought it'd be funny. But I finished this Wednesday, July 29th, 2026 at 12:24 p.m., which just was around 2.5 months. Whoa, 4.5 months, which is far too freaking long. Hopefully I do not spend that much time on my next sketchbook. I watched Obsession, which that movie traumatized me. Not traumatized, but I was scared, like, sleepless for a few days. Which, if you're thinking about watching it, it really isn't that scary. It's just very specific to some of my fears. Me and my friend have been rewatching. For her, it's her first time, but for me, I'm rewatching My Hero Academia because I never finished it. I only watched up to season 4, and so we watched season 1 together. Then I rewatched The Game and 7, directed by David Fincher, because that's the only freaking movies I ever watched. And I watched Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust. I was listening to Hot Patootie Bless My Soul from the Rocky Horror Picture Show, and then Boyfriend of Death. I haven't bought the game yet, but I have been binging a lot of Derek Guffard. I think that's how you pronounce his last name. I've been binging a lot of Derek X-Rater fanfics. Oh, he's so terrible. He's so terrible. He's so... Ugh. I hate him. But also I don't. Yeah, I love Lawrence and Ren. Stray, I was expecting to like him more, but I'm not totally obsessed with him. I haven't even drawn him yet, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, this was my sketchbook number 3. Maybe I'll tour my other ones later on, but right now this is my first sketchbook tour, and yeah, thank you for watching.